Hello and welcome to By Any Means Necessary. I'm your host, Peter Hornberger. I'm very excited to welcome you to our very first episode of the show where I enjoy a fine cup of coffee whilst pouring out some useful business tips to you, our viewers. In case you're wondering, today I'm drinking vanilla bean creme brulee. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Thomas Edison said that a while back, and it's just one example of what's to come on today's show. I have 7 other great quotes from the likes of Einstein, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and some slightly less popular entrepreneurs as well. I can't guarantee you all of these quotes will change your life, but I can assure you of 2 things. Some of these will be very helpful, and also all of these are sentences said by people I found on the internet. So grab your own cup of coffee, sit back, take a break from your daily grind, and enjoy some of my coffee puns. Alright, so today's show features my top 7 entrepreneur quotes. Really excited about today's topic. These quotes are the perfect thing for those of you looking to start or grow your own business. Some of these may be a brewed awakening, some of these may be an inspiration, but one thing's for sure, they should all provide some perspective. So let's get this thing started. Quote number 1 comes from Jim Rohn. He said that formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. My personal thought on this is that when it comes to entrepreneurs, it's the doing that matters, and therefore experience is where education comes from, not necessarily the classroom. That's where I think the heart of this quote comes in. Entrepreneurship, doing matters. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. That quote comes from Steve Jobs, of course. Innovation does not have to be a scary word. For a lot of people, creativity is something that seems like they have to pull new ideas from out of nowhere. There's a concept called creative deconstruction. Creative deconstruction.
Creative deconstruction. Creative deconstruction.
Creative deconstruction.
Deconstruction. Creative deconstruction.
Creative deconstruction.
Creative deconstruction, where you can take parts of things that already exist and assemble them in new ways, and now you have something that's innovative. Winston Churchill said, "Success is walking from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm." This reminds me a bit of the story of Dr. Seuss, who went to about 20 to 30 different publishers before someone finally took his stories and published them in books. And what it means to me is that if he had gone to the 27th publisher without as much enthusiasm as he had with the publisher 1, we might not be enjoying those fine stories as we sit here today. I love this next one, and I'm sure you've heard it before. Quote number 4 comes from Napoleon Hill. It says, "If you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way." Our daily grind can feel pretty underwhelming at times, but many of us have big dreams, goals, and plans. It's easy to feel stuck in our everyday lives. When your big goals feel very distant and unreachable, find something that you can do right now, today, and do it great. For me, success is not a straight line thing. Creativity, innovation, and comfort with ambiguity, they're just some of the calling cards that are going to be making successful 21st century entrepreneurs. And that's why I like quote number 5 from Einstein. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. Quote number 6 comes from Bill Gates. He once said, "Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning." There's a lot to be learned from this quote. I think most people that run businesses don't spend enough time listening to their customers. You should actually be grateful for your angry customers because they're going to be the best way to know how to improve your business and make it successful in the long run. Our last quote is a very short sentence from a man with a very long name. Johann Wolfgang van Gogh said, "What is not started will never get finished." This quote is so appropriate for our first episode of By Any Means Necessary. We've put a lot of time into building a studio, preparing all the video and the sound and everything. So what's important to remember out of this is momentum. It's hard to get started, but once things get moving, it gets so much easier. So stop planning, start doing. Well, that's it for episode number 1 of By Any Means Necessary. I am and always have been your host, Peter Hornberger. Hope you've enjoyed a full cup of the greatest Joe on earth.